Yeah, it's now okay. Okay. So let's see what we can do. So viewers, we are so sorry. I think we're baffling with the network. So let's see what we can do. So brother Ezekiel, I hope you are fine. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, I'm doing good, sir.
very
And you?
great. And how is your farm? Okay. Uh, so let's hit the ball rolling. Um, when did you start, and how did you get to at least into the rabbitry? Okay. Yeah.
Aside some small monies to ensure that I can expand
Okay.
in the future. So when I'm ready,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
yeah. Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah, brother
Hello.
Ezekiel, can you hear me?
Yeah. Okay, I can hear you.
Yeah. You carry on. Carry on. Let's see how it goes.
Okay. So I was saying that it was the business perspective that actually changed the difference between what I was doing and what I'm doing currently.
Okay.
You that there are some things that you used to do when you were treating it as a pet that you no longer do when you because now it's a business. You need to treat it as a business.
Okay.
You need to put in the
Yeah.
necessary resources to ensure that you are able to get the desired output that you want.
Okay.
So in a I think that was basically how I started.
Okay. Um,
Yeah,
viewers, before I forget, actually, before I forget, brother Ezekiel is a student at the
yeah.
UDS, and he's also a rabbit farmer. He's into rabbitry. So, and lucky enough, he has a YouTube channel, and the name is Northern Farms, right?
Yeah, no farms.
Okay, not Farms. That's the
Yeah.
name of the channel, and is all about rabbitry. I don't know if you add other things, but most of your videos is rabbits that I've been seeing that you've been posting onto us. So tell us a little bit about your channel.
Okay, well, the channel was formed to enlighten us on rabbits because you realize that the other forms of farming, there are much information out there for the
Yeah.
farmers to have access to. But when it gets
Mm,
to rabbit, you realize that the information there it's limited, and even the information that is on board, there are some aspects that they don't throw light on. There are some aspects that the farmers don't enlighten beginners. Mostly, I'm emphasizing
yeah.
on my beginners because they don't have much knowledge when they are getting into the business. So there are some
Yeah.
key aspects that we need to enlighten and ensure that they get a comprehensive understanding of those aspects before they go into it. So I
Sure.
think basically
Sure.
that was the backbone of my channel being created to ensure that beginning farmers are able to start up right. Most importantly, they are able to
Okay.
start. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So viewers, just the 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 goals of the channel or
Yeah,
whatever you may call it. So you can also check on maybe with you in a way
yeah.
all the YouTube lovers. So no farms, don't forget to also visit that channel. But today let's get to the main point. Um, rabbits, as we've all been hearing, and the rearing is very cheap, it's easy, and for that matter, we are all being encouraged to jump
Yeah.
into the leap. But with you, how easy is the rabbit farming? Is it easy at all?
Well, I would say that's true. It's true that rabbit farming doesn't require much skill. It's
Okay.
such that regardless of your age group, whether you are young, old, or any, you can do it. It requires less skill for you to do it. So I would
Yeah.
say, but it requires commitment. That's one key factor that I need to mention. It requires
Sure.
commitment.
Sure.
If you are not observing your animals very well, you realize that rabbits are animals that they don't display their signs of weakness very early. So the time you spot
Yes.
the sickness or illness, you realize that they are already at the point of death. So
Mm.
I would say it's easy, but ensure that you are able to supervise and observe your animals frequently. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
I think it's true because with myself back,
mm, yeah,
I experienced one or two problems in my rabbitry. So and then one thing I also came to realize is though it's
yeah.
that you are not going to invest
Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. That's
the feed formulation. If you are passionate about the rabbit farming, all these things you can do them by yourself. But we have our colleague farmers. For them, I don't know whether they feel reluctant to do anything by themselves, or is it that they fear that give them the formula? I don't know whether is it that they are reluctant to do it for themselves
yeah,
of patience
yeah,
on the like YouTube.
yeah.
Sometimes, like it is
Exactly.
you the real story behind, but I bet you if 10 and 10 plus door units, you would understand it comes with a lot of work and then the
Yeah,
commitment as you are saying.
yeah,
So, Brother Ezekiel, let's see. Right from the bunnies,
yeah,
because this year in my own farm, I've lost quite a number of bunnies. Friends are complaining, colleague farmers are complaining. They've been losing a lot of bunnies. So let's talk about the bunnies. What is wrong? What is it that we are not doing?
okay. So I think the problem with the bunnies is that we tend to feed them too much. The bunnies are
Yeah.
in such a way that once you win them from their mother. You realize
Okay.
that feed you give them, they try to eat almost all of it. At least that's what I've encountered on
Yeah.
my farm. They try to eat almost all of it. And
Yeah.
also when we which causes
Mhm. Sure.
and also when we tend to feed them the greens, to be a no when it comes to the bunnies we are winning. So when they acquire a lot of gastrointestinal liquids in them, and we know very well rabbits are monogastric.
Okay.
Tummies. So I
Okay.
think that's one of the key things that is causing death in rabbits. The bunnies are sorry.
Okay. So now let's see. That has to do with day in and day out. It's
Okay.
something that I think by now most of we the farmers we should be conversant with. But I can tell you for sure that
Yeah.
there wouldn't be at least 3 days that will pass and I wouldn't get a call asking about rabbit feed. Meanwhile,
Okay.
I think just the materials, I mean the ingredients is just around us that we can just combine one or two things to get a rabbit feed.
Mm-hmm.
But yet most farmers, this is where the challenge is. So how do we get our feed? The rabbit
Okay. For
feed.
me, all right. So for me, I tend to prepare formulate my feed on my own.
Yeah.
As as rabbit farmers, it's going to be economical on our part to be able to cut down certain costs that we would have incurred if we didn't create avenues for ourselves. So what I'm trying to say is that as a rabbit farmer, you should be able to formulate feed on your own that you would be for your animals. You realize that most of
Okay.
the chunk of the farmers that are currently into rabbit farming are using poultry feed as an alternative to the feed they give their animals, and which shouldn't be the case. That poultry feed is formulated or manufactured to suit fowls, not rabbits. It's just that the digestion between in rabbits and poultry are similar. I should say they are similar. So that's why they tend to use those feed. But it's going to be good on the part for the farmer to be able to formulate feed on his part. This is going to cut down about 50% of your costs. It's going to cut down 50% of the cost that the farmer would have incurred. And also, one thing I would advise all farmers or all beginning farmers to do would be that to ensure that you are able to plant um, trees or herbs around you. The reason being is that regardless of the fact that you would be able to prepare feed on your own, which is going to cut down cost, the economy has sent us to an extent that it's not all the time. Okay, hello, you can hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So to address to address the question you asked earlier on.
Okay.
Okay, so I would say it to be economical on the part of beginning farmers and their own. This is going to cut down about 50% of the cost
Okay.
that you would have incurred if you were purchasing feed. You realize that most of the farmers that are currently into rabbit farming are using
Yeah.
poultry feed as an alternative to the feed they give their animals, which is very, very expensive. Now, especially within this the period that we find ourselves, it's now very, very expensive.
Okay.
So it's going to be economical wise on the part of the farm to ensure that you are able to cut down that 50% cost by producing your own feed. Producing your own feed wouldn't take much. For the farmers that produce their own feed, you and I, you agree with me that producing your own feed producing your own feed is much cheaper than buying feed from, let's say, feed shops.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Mm.
And also, one thing I'll still advise farmers to do is that try as much as possible to plant trees or herbs around where you engage in the farming. The reason being
Okay.
that the reason being is that there would be times, personally for me, there would be times where you can't be able to afford the feed ingredients to compile for
Mm.
your, yeah. And these herbs and trees around you would serve as supplement whilst you hustle for,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So that's some of the things that I should advise farmers to take into serious consideration.
I've seen some mango leaves and other descent behind at your
Yeah,
background in the video.
yeah,
Yeah, it's quite good that way. And then you see that in the rainy season, just like you are saying, in the rainy
yeah,
season, um, grass is everywhere, but we may not get it that way when it comes to the dry season. And once the rabbit is kept in a cage, at least it should always get something to nibble on, whether grass or whatever. Yeah, it's
mm,
very important. Mm.
yeah.
So, viewers, I hope you are following. And then, if you have a question or if you are here to join us, please do so. Use the link that we've left. I've left the link. So, in all our WhatsApp pages, and then you can use it to join us as the discussion is.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I was saying that
Okay.
times a
Okay.
day. Is it depend like does it depend on your goals that you want to achieve in terms of the littering size, in terms of growth, or the kind of weight that you want to gain? I don't know.
Okay.
So what should be the right move?
Okay. So I think the right mode of feeding for rabbits should be 2 times a day. Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
So yeah, I can hear you. Okay. So to ensure you get optimum performance, uh, so to can I proceed? Okay. So to ensure optimum performance of your animals, it's going to be prudent and good on the part of the farm. Yeah. So it's going to be to ensure that you are
Yeah.
able to feed your animal twice a day. You know, some farmers may, so they only become at night. So because of that, I'll feed my animals in the morning, in the evening. So I'll feed my animals once in the evening. Hello.